Here's a thought for you. Stop following the guru advice about perfect lighting and amazing cameras and just start making ugly videos. I believe that everybody in 2026 should be making ugly YouTube channels. And I'll tell you why. Because they get more views, people like them, people connect with you in a much better way. And I'm going to share with you, I suppose, mentally how fucking this is shit, isn't it? As the irony for you, I'm teaching you or sharing with you how to make an ugly video and why you should make an ugly video, and I'm trying to make my ugly video perfect. That's the problem with the internet. That's the problem with social media. That's the problem with YouTube. We want perfect and polished because that's what our ego sat on our shoulder is trying to tell us that that's what we're going to be measured on. But you know what? I've seen so many YouTubers, content creators, people over 40, just picking their phone up, their camera up, and just shooting an ugly video, talking about their life, building a legacy, the things that they've gone through. And I watch that content more than any other type of content. Literally, people just sat here. I mean, sometimes I have a cup of tea. Today, it's a bit warm. In the UK, we're not used to heat. So it being 32 degrees, whatever Fahrenheit that is, about 90, is just too much and is completely unbearable for us. But let me share with you why ugly videos work. I have made videos about ugly videos in the past and ugly thumbnails. And when I mean ugly, I don't mean it's like it's gross, it's disgusting. It's just simple and imperfect. Trying to keep it personable, but without all the bullshit razzmatazz. I mean, right now, you can see my soundproofing in my ceiling. That drives me insane every day, and I'm showing it to you. You can see bits and bobs around my office that I wouldn't normally show you. The thing about making an ugly video, it helps with your creative confidence. It absolutely gets more views, and it takes away the biggest thing that you're struggling with right now. And that is the thought in 10 years' time of deep-rooted regret. There's nothing worse. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to post this video. I'm kind of having a riff with it at the moment. I've got my notes over there. I've got some questions that have come in through my new community. And the reason I'm making the ugly video and saying why you should make ugly videos and what ugly videos are all about, and just as I do that, my Google signs me out. And I'm like, everything is literally going wrong. The angels are telling me, Stephen, we're doing this for you to see if you can get through it. So now I've got to log into my Google account for my notes. And now it's even got the wrong password. This is real though, isn't it? This is life. And there are questions there that people have, it's saying sound out, but I can still see some of them. The point being is you get more of my personality, who I am, what I'm like. You know, you'll either decide that you'll be drawn towards me because of my imperfections, or you're thinking, do you know what? This guy's shit. Let's just get rid of him and we'll go and watch someone like Ali Abdaal or Ed Lawrence or someone like that. And you know what? And they're great content creators. But there's so much stress on us because the over 40s, the over 50s, 60s and 70s and 80s, we know we've got so much to bring to the world of YouTube and the online world, but we think that kids aren't going to listen to us. Kids aren't going to take our advice. You know, how hard is it for you as a parent to try and give your children advice and them to take it? Well, do you know what? I hear you. I've got two. She's 124. She's in there talking about driving lessons and driving tests. And I've got a 13-year-old who's at school. And sometimes it's easier to talk to the 13-year-old than it is the 24-year-old. Can you relate to that? Have you got children? Let me know in the comments, because these imperfect videos help you connect. And I had some notes over there and I've kind of riffed off them now. But I want to share with you the challenges that you might be experiencing and why ugly videos are going to get you through that. And I'll share with you in a very rough video how you can get through them. So if I was to launch a YouTube channel today, this is exactly how I would do it. Because now I've got over the fear of being judged by everyone. When I launched my YouTube channel 2.5 years ago, it sat there for 6 months while I was plucking up the courage, because I thought as an agency owner that I had to have this standard. And this is the core reason why everyone should start an ugly YouTube channel and make ugly, raw, rough videos. Because you'll practice as you create. You know, there's that Gary Vee term, isn't there? Document over create. Well, I met Gary 10 years or so ago. He's not this big rah-rah on his in person as he is in videos. He's a decent guy, And the document over create really helped me making YouTube videos and any video. I mean, I built my business through LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. But the power of ugly videos, and the reason why I would do it this way, is so that you don't go through what I went through in that first 6 months. And by month 6, I was completely burnt out. I was doing the editing myself. I was doing sound design. I was doing all these bells and whistles and everything. I was trying to do this amazingly polished video, but I was still saying the same stuff. It was all the bells and whistles that I was putting on it. Now I can edit a video comfortably with good solid value in it, share a story, explain how things work in a few hours at best, probably an hour if you take out the recording of it. Whereas it was taking me 10 hours to edit a video every single week, running my agency, trying to build my coaching business. And just over time, I just got completely burnt out. So I took about 6 months off and then came back to it. And then when I came back to it, I started to make less polished videos. Do you know the irony here? The irony here is that when I started in social media, my videos had zero polish. But I'd built up this perception of myself that if you run an agency, you have standards and blah, 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 blah. It's really difficult when you're doing it by yourself. So if I was running a channel, starting one right now, today, I would do this, show warts and all, document the journey. You know, I've just got over 20,500 subscribers and I'm absolutely made up by it. And people say that subscribers don't matter, views don't matter. When you're in your 40s, 50s and 60s and you are creating a legacy brand and you're building something maybe your children will watch or your grandchildren will watch in the future, every single person who leaves a comment, views a video, subscribes to watch more absolutely matter. You matter more than anything. The people who say views don't matter, subscribers don't matter, they are chasing money. I've seen it happen so much. And the interesting thing is, when you don't chase money, ironically, the money comes in. And I made a video about this on Friday or Saturday night. I was walking out with my dog and literally we did a walk and talk on the phone. No microphone, used a front-facing camera, and maybe I'll put a little clip of B-roll so you can see what it's looked like because I'm just now editing it and it's rough, ready, raw in the moment. Because these are the videos that people resonate with and that you connect with. I teach a process called the Hook, Mindset, Story, Teach, and Action Step. It's an abbreviation and a badly spelt version of hamster. The Hook, Mindset, Story, Teach, Action Step. And one of the guys in the Heart Brand Blueprint, chap called Paul, he sat in his works van the other day and he recorded a video and he sent it to me for kind of critique feedback, if you like. And the fact that he just sat there and it just removed all of the stress, the pressure, the anticipation, that anxiety that builds up when you record a video, because all he's doing is sending it to me. Now, I say to people when they send me a video, I'm only going to watch the hook. Make the whole video, but I'm only going to watch the hook. If you can get me past the hook, if it's engaging enough, if it's solid enough, then I will watch the rest. He was one of the only people who got me through the hook. Why? Because he nailed the hook in 3 simple steps, got straight into the content and delivered on what he said it was about. That's all we've got to do. I don't even know if I've done it properly here because I screwed up a few times. But the great thing is when you are just practicing in private, like he did in the van, putting the reps in, it helps with your creative confidence, especially when you just let go and just do it. And there are statistics, there is data out there that shows that being a confident creative, so putting those reps in and practicing, really, really improves your mental health. So for us over 40s who have had day jobs, brought up children, and now maybe having to look after parents, we need this mental stability. And maybe YouTube and making a YouTube channel and doing ugly videos and just taking a screenshot from the video as your thumbnail, dropping some text over it, showing you live and in the moment, maybe that will just stop you from getting so pissed off with the world and the situations and government and life and having to look after everyone, and you just have this creative outlet. Now, I always say to people, come to YouTube with a business in mind, or at least a business idea. And I'll explain that and I'll give you some context, because I don't think you should come to a platform like YouTube and be a YouTuber. And hear me out on this, because there are loads of people now smashing me up in the comments or disliking this video. And if that's your case, fine. But at least listen to the context. If we're in our 40s, I'm 49, I'm 50 next year, obviously. Oh Oh, God, the maths. If we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s, we might want to build that nest egg. Being the confident creative might give us the ability to say, we're going to do that thing. Yes, we've got knowledge, wisdom, skills, and expertise that we can turn into coaching. We can turn into a community where people pay to be a member. How you run it is so many different ways. There's courses, there's masterminds. I run a kind of a mastermind come mentorship, and there's so many ways in which you can do it. But the reason I say come to YouTube to be a business owner is we're running out of time. The 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, they've got a couple of decades on us, let's be fair. We've been putting the reps in, getting the knowledge, the wisdom, the skills, and the expertise. And now it's like, what do we do with it? We thought it was get a job, retire, and then die. That's a pretty shit life, if you ask me. I was in the police for 10 years. I've taken so many transferable skills from the police and being a detective, bringing them here, first into business as an entrepreneur and now into YouTube content and into coaching specifically. I've got so many transferable skills that have really served me. I didn't come to YouTube, and I just looked then and the timer was 13:21. That was my old shoulder number in the police. So I know there's someone up there, whether you believe in the spooky stuff or not, that's on you. But I believe that the angels then just gave me a little nod and said, you know what, Stephen, we're with you. So it helps me because I know I'm on the right message. And I've done a video about this before. It's called, the thumbnail says Ask Angels or Advice from Angels. So I'll put a link around it. Go and have a look at it. It's a great video. It's a really good video. And that was a kind of one take waffly thing. But where was I? Scratch the head, have a drink. This is great for a prop, a drink, a cup of tea, something like that, a coffee, gives you a moment to think. Now I've got to try and get myself back on track here. I don't even know where I was. Don't even know. This is the challenge with making ugly videos. The great thing is I'll throw it in something like Descript or Riverside and it will tighten it all up for me, pull out a few bits. But then I've not had to do a lot, have I? I mean, you could listen to all of the waffly bits and the rubbish bits and be like, oh, but that might not hold retention. And we've still got to play that YouTube game. I was talking about YouTube. Oh, what was I talking about? Do you know what? I hope you'll bear with me, and I hope you'll just take this as part of, this is the ugliest video I've seen, Stephen. I can do better, and I challenge you to do that. I want you to do it. But with the creative confidence and the improved mental health and the fact that we've got so much knowledge, wisdom, skills, and expertise and so much about us, it makes sense to turn that into something that can serve us going forward. Or dare I say it, leave the day job. That's the thing I did within the police. I left there, tried to find myself for 2 to 3 years, and I wish I had this information. I wish I had this opportunity. I wish I knew so much about it back then in 2011, because then things would have been different. My life would have been completely different. When I touched on the mental health piece a moment ago and saying why people should do ugly videos, it's because I've got a client, John, and he creates walk and talks, very much similar to this, but he's walking and talking. And what got me was that he's so natural with it. When you walk and talk, and it's a great way for an ugly video, if you grab your phone or an Osmo or a gimbal or whatever, and you grab all of it and you go off for a walk, the walking stops you from overthinking and it just naturally comes out. And that's how I managed to get my 3-step video out, recorded, and we're now editing it. Because it takes away the anxiety, as long as you don't mind people saying, what, he's walking down the road with a phone, loser. Yes, some people will say that to you, but you know what? When you get comfortable and a bit more confident on camera and you speak your shit into existence, okay, you go, that was good. That sounded all right. Actually, that'd be really useful to someone. I didn't realize I had all of this in me. Then what happens is you become really valuable and you start to see things as you speak it into existence. You know, dare I say, call it manifesting. I'm very much in that arena. What happens is it starts to show up for you, because when you see yourself on camera and you hear it back to yourself, you start to believe in it more. Everything for the over 40 crowd is very much a belief shift. We need to shift those beliefs away from all the, you know, pre-engineered stuff that we learned as kids and, you know, the inner child stuff and all that business. We need to just be real, and we need to start speaking our stuff into existence. That's why I get in the Courage Before Confidence training for camera confidence. I get people to use their front-facing camera and speak to themselves. Why? Because if they can see themselves and then they hear themselves, they start to believe themselves. Now, back to John. He was making content. He kind of went off track a little bit with his topic and the way he was doing thumbnails and his style of video. And I had looked at his data. He asked me to look at his data in the Heartbrand Blueprint. We have like a mentorship mastermind every Tuesday for 2 hours. And we looked at his data. I looked at his thumbnail style had changed. I looked at his titles. I looked at the way he was delivering it, and we made some adjustments. We got him back outside in nature because his audience liked it. We changed his thumbnails to ugly thumbnails back out in nature as his audience liked it. And his videos were well done ugly videos, because what happens is when you do ugly videos over time, they become less ugly. They become that bit prettier, shall we say. So he'd gone back to an ugly thumbnail style. He'd gone back to his walk and talk instead of being in the office. And he gave people what they loved from his channel. Now, he posted a video, posted another video, posted another video. Then he came in on the third week. And that video he posted on the first week, he said has got like 30-something thousand views, 600 people on his email list. And that's the reason for building a business or starting or coming with a business idea in mind is you can build your email list and send them a newsletter once a week based on your video and have a conversation with them. Don't sell to them, just build trust and rapport, because there is such a trust recession right now on the internet. So he's got these 600 people. He's got 32,000 views. Within 2 weeks, that turned to 68,000 views. And I don't know how many more people on his email list, but now he's got a basis to build his business from. The video was a sign. It was a signal. It was something true and honest. It related and resonated with him and his audience, and he can build something around it. And he's just got his phone and doing a walk and talk out in the field. That's simply all it was. It was the subject matter. He was talking to one particular person, a version of his former self, who he'd been through the experience with. He gained this own personal transformation. He knew the questions that were going to be asked, and he knew the answers because he'd answered them for himself. So if you're stuck there now thinking, where do I start? Find a former version of you. Talk to that former version of you. This also comes into kind of the whole legacy piece as well, because your children will have questions like these about a stage in their life, and they'll come to your YouTube channel in 20, 30, 40, 50 years time and go, Dad said that, Granddad said that. And whilst they're crying, sitting there watching your videos at 11 o'clock at night, they're getting so much value, so much comfort because you've put yourself on YouTube. And I think that is so valuable. So creative confidence, improved mental health, building a legacy, and doing an ugly video like this. Oh, just click the button for my rising desk. Let's wait to see if it moves. No, it doesn't. It's all going wrong for this ugly video. And you'd think it was planned, wouldn't you? Anyway, creative confidence, improving your mental health. Ugly videos give you permission. And over time, your ugly videos become really good ugly videos because you become natural at this style of doing it. And there's so many people doing one take ugly videos right now, and they are blowing up, stood in front of cabins, walking down the street. And the reason behind this is because the world has experienced some amazing AI content and a lot of AI slop. And we want, right now, probably want neither, because people are scared of AI. But you know what? About 5% of the world are using it. The problem is 90% of the world are talking about it. So they don't understand the values of it. We use AI in the Blueprint, in my agency, in the Heartbrand Video Lab. We use it to do the heavy lifting, not to take you out of what you're doing here. So right now, I'll take this, I'll throw this into an editing platform. I'll click a couple of buttons, decide how many ums and ahs and any errors that I want. You know, the bits that I don't like, I'll probably just edit this bit out, just so it tightens it up and keeps it cohesive. Because I want you to have a good experience as well as appreciate and experience the ugly video concept. Now, YouTube knows your viewing habits better than me. So whatever it's showing you either side here is the one you should click on next. Why? Because you've trained YouTube with your viewing habits. It's not going to show you crap. It's going to show you the best thing for you. Take care. Much love. Go make an ugly video and come and hang out with us in the YouTube green room.